Welcome to Hear the Word. I'm Brother Tom, Keys in the Fridge. I read that sometimes Alzheimer's patients misplace their keys and eventually discover that they're in the refrigerator. I shared that story with my wife. Then one day I wanted to bring something with me when I left the house, so I decided to put my keys in the fridge. I knew that if I got to the car and didn't have my keys, I would go looking for them. This would remind me to take with me whatever it was I wanted to take. But when my wife opened the fridge and saw my keys, she supposed I had accidentally put them there and was worried about my state of mind. I assured her they were put there on purpose and my mind is still okay. Well, sort of. Anyway, that reminder has worked well, and I plan to continue to practice it until I find a better method that works. For a moment, my wife supposed I absently-minded left my keys there. She had to wonder if I was coming down with dementia. We must be careful about drawing conclusions without getting all of the information. Jesus' disciples supposed Judas was concerned with feeding the poor when he got upset about the expensive fragrance being poured on Jesus' feet. John 12:3. Then took Mary a pound of ointment of spikenard, very costly, and anointed the feet of Jesus and wiped his feet with her hair. And the house was filled with the odor of the ointment. Then saith one of his disciples, Judas Iscariot, Simon's son, which should betray him, why was not this ointment sold for 300 pence and given to the poor? This he said, not that he cared for the poor, but because he was a thief and had the bag and bare what was put therein. 300 pence translates into approximately $17,400, based on an 8-hour day at $7.25 an hour. $17,400 of ointment on the feet of Jesus. The disciples seem to have supposed that Judas was concerned with the poor rather than knowing that he was a thief. What do you suppose? Do you suppose that fine church member is saved? You possibly acted like a fine Christian before you got saved. Do you suppose that fine preacher you have is really called of God and is preaching the whole Word of God? To determine if a line is straight, set a ruler next to it. To determine if the preacher is preaching the Word of God, study the Bible yourself. 2 Timothy 2:15. Study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not be ashamed, rightfully dividing the word of truth. Do you suppose you're going to heaven, or do you know that you're going to heaven? 2 Corinthians 13:5, examine yourselves whether you be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Please don't suppose that you're going to heaven. Trust the Lord and know it. Blessings to you till next time. Bye for now.